Hi everyone, mostly Emily here today, and basically I'm a little bit co-conscious with a couple of different people, and I will talk about that in a little bit. So I hope everyone's doing well, and I will crack on with the video. So today I want to talk about my experience with DID, and again I want to reiterate that everybody's DID will look different, and our DID looks quite different from other people's. You know, we've got fairly good communication, and I don't suffer from as much amnesia, and a lot of different things. But we've been over that. Anyway, today's video, I wanted to talk a little bit about when alters aren't as active for a little while. So sometimes alters might just go quiet for a while, and I know this isn't something that's exclusive to me. So for example, Peter didn't come downstairs sort of in my mind for a year, and that's okay, and that doesn't mean that your DID is going away or anything. So again, we have sort of a sort of inner world, so for us it's just sort of like a house, and everybody's bedrooms are upstairs, and that means they're not really conscious or around much. And then downstairs we have like a living room, and that's sort of where I know when people are awake and conscious and around. So people will sort of come downstairs, go back upstairs, and it fluctuates who's conscious and who's not. But for a long time, people can stay in their rooms and not come downstairs at all. And yeah, that's completely fine and normal and okay. So if that were to happen to you, if you have your DID, that's fine. The other thing that's, I don't know whether this is just a me thing or not, but when I'm particularly stressed, or finding things hard to deal with, my alters seem to find it harder to be co-conscious. So especially around, sometimes around my family I find it hard, and they find it hard to stay downstairs because my family only see me. And so that means that they stay up in their bedroom for quite a while. And this can happen for me even before I go and see my family, or before I go and see people that don't know about them. They sort of preemptively go up to their rooms. So for a couple of days I have been almost without alters, and that doesn't mean that I don't have DID, and that's completely okay. Sometimes they just are a bit more hidden. Especially for me. I don't know if many other people experience this, but the problem with that is that today everybody suddenly came back downstairs again all at once. So I had almost everybody come into the living room or pull the curtain back and want to look out and see what's going on at some point. I had mainly Lucy, Pepper, Raven, a little bit of Peter here and there, and obviously me, Emily, who's the one that's trying to hold everything together and talk to you at the moment. So how does that feel? Not fun. So this morning, Pepper was trying to be out and, get some jobs done. She was trying to, do some washing up and things like that. And she was just really struggling because everybody was downstairs, and it was hard for her to sort of keep her spot fronting because there were so many people. But the other problem with there being so many people downstairs, because they've been suppressed for a while, is that we can't tell who should front. And how it works in our system is it's kind of a group decision who fronts. But if everybody has the right to front, and everybody has been away for a while, so everybody deserves a chance. It's very difficult to be like, I choose you over the others, and we all get into this group meeting and we're all nice about it, being like, no, you go first sort of thing. But it just, with the amount of people and the amount of voices, it can make actual life quite difficult. Things like just putting clothes on when there's so many people awake, that can be difficult. So do we put on a binder? Do we put on black clothes? Do we put on jeans, which is mostly for the boys and non-binary? Or do we put on a dress? Or, it becomes very difficult when there's so many voices, having their own opinion in their own mind, but we can hear it. So, someone saying like, oh no, I couldn't wear a dress, in their own mind, but everybody else hears it, and that's really unfortunate. So, yes, it's been a bit of a messy day. We've had a lot of people just being downstairs and nobody fully fronting, besides Pepper this morning. So I've been out most of the day. That feels kind of unfair because the whole reason they're all awake is because it's their turn. They should have a turn. But if everybody's sort of there and nobody can make a decision, then whoever is currently out will just stay out, and that is me. So yes, that can be quite uncomfortable, and it can make just doing normal tasks quite difficult. Like I already explained, putting clothes on, what do I put on? What job do I do right now? Like, do I do laundry? Do I do whatever? And we have a lot of different voices giving their own opinions and thoughts. And yeah, it's quite a struggle, especially considering that we think that I might have ADHD as well, which it might not be, I don't know. Obviously I can't actually self-diagnose, but I do struggle a lot with what I used to think was just motivation. I struggle a lot to get myself to complete a task because I get overwhelmed by all the steps to do that task, and if I'm already overwhelmed with lots of different voices and thoughts, it can make things even harder. But as much as it's difficult, for me, in our system, it's not scary, and it's not, I don't feel scared or sad or anything super negative. I mean, it's uncomfortable, but it's not like I'm upset with anybody, so that makes it a bit easier, I suppose. But yeah, I thought I would just chat with you a little bit more about how system dynamics can work. The relationship between alters within a system, is a whole other thing I could talk about. But I'll leave that for another video, because I don't want this to be massively long. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope this kind of makes sense, that you can, as a person with DID or OSDD, go without your alters for a couple of days if something happens. In other systems, for example, the person who's typically out, the main or the host, could not be around for a couple of days and your alters will have to front. I've heard of that before. So yeah, any alter can go quiet or dormant even for a long time, even years. Or in our case, all of them kind of go quiet when we are around people that don't know much about them. So yeah, they can go quiet, and then when they come back it's a whole lot of mess. I hope you enjoyed this little video. If you care to like, that would be awesome. And I will see you next Tuesday. Maybe I'll talk to you guys a bit about how alters interact in the inner world, and about relationships between alters in the inner world. take care. Thanks so much for watching. I would love to see you next week. Thanks for liking. And yeah, bye everyone.